All right, everybody. It's official. I've come to the conclusion Arch Manning is a scrub. This kid is fucking horrendous. And if Texas put the backup quarterback in, they would start winning games and everybody would be like, oh wow, that's how bad Arch was, where the backup can come in and start convincingly winning games. Because you can't tell me that the backup quarterback, the Caldwell guy, who, I mean, his college stats don't really, inspire confidence, but let's be honest here. He would be a 1,000 because he has experience. He knows how to play at the collegiate level, Division I. He might not have good stats, but that doesn't mean he can't play competent. With the one pass he was in for, he threw a laser over the middle. Arch Manning did that maybe once the whole game. It took that dude one throw to throw a good pass. It took Arch Manning the whole game to throw 2-3 good throws. Oh, but he threw 2 touchdowns. He had a lot of rushing yards. He had 2 interceptions. He was holding on to the ball for an egregiously long period of time. It was fucking ridiculous. I mean, the guy, it's like he has no mental clock whatsoever. When he's standing in the pocket, trying to deliver, he's not even trying to deliver the ball. What am I saying? I'm even lying to myself in this video. I tried to convince myself, the hype was real for Arch Manning preseason. I mean, there's nothing to me that indicates that this is a quarterback. Literally, I'm not even trying to troll when I say that. This guy does not play like a quarterback. He plays like a tight end. He is like a bruiser tight end. His athletic ability is good enough. He runs people over. He invites physical contact. He enjoys being hit by other men. He enjoys being hit. So why on God's green earth is he still the starting quarterback? I don't fucking know. I have no idea. I don't have any idea whatsoever why this guy is still the starter. What has he proven? What has he proven in any way, shape, or form that would indicate to anybody in this Texas coaching staff and in the locker room that this kid can fucking play on Saturdays? Because he's, quite simply put, cannot. Texas, their dream of the college football playoff is fading. It's fading. If they lose another game, they're out. There's no way they're going to make it with 3 losses and a shitty quarterback. And there's harder games on the schedule. They still have to play Oklahoma. I'm pretty sure they play Georgia. There's no way they're going to win both of those games. They're going to drop at least one of those games. And they might drop both of them with the way Arch is playing. Once again, you cannot convince me that the backup is worse than Arch Manning, because Arch Manning literally can't read a defense. He stands in the pocket staring at one dude. He just chucking deep bombs and running at the pocket and scrambling like he's John Elway. He has a fraction of the arm strength that John Elway has. He has a fraction of the talent that he's trying to play like he's some great quarterback, and that irritates me. He's not trying to be himself. He's forcing stuff, and in this game he threw 2 interceptions. It should have been 4. It should have been maybe 5 or 6 interceptions in this game. Florida's defense was all over him. The pass rush was all over him. The excuse is going to be, oh well, the play calling sucked. The receivers weren't open. Oh my goodness, the offensive line sucked. They had no running game, or whatever the fuck it may be, whatever pathetic excuse it's going to be. I mean, come on, let's be real, folks. Stop kidding yourself. You're lying to yourself if you say those are actually valid excuses. If the kid can't handle pressure, why do they not just say it? Like, why don't they just come out? Why doesn't Texas just come out and say, listen, this kid has never faced a lick of adversity in his life. This is the first time he's been in a pressure situation ever. He played against a bunch of unathletic white midgets, who never went on to have any athletic success, in their career in high school. He's never faced good, competent players before. We put him in against cream puffs, and he looked great against cream puffs. But now he has to face real players. He's horrible, and we're gonna make the move. We're gonna put Caldwell in next game, because there's no way Arch Manning is better than this fucking guy Caldwell. I don't even know his first name, but he came in, threw a great pass with zip, with velocity over the middle in tight coverage. Arch Manning can't fucking do that. It takes him his whole body weight in a crow hop to throw it 50 yards down the field. He can barely he can't stretch the field. He has adequate, maybe at best, arm strength. Maybe at best, that's stretching it. But at best, he has adequate arm strength, all right? He has good mobility. His accuracy is horrible. His footwork, his ability, he can't read defenses. You can tell. That's why he was running around so much in the second half of this game. It wasn't because the offensive line was horrible. Sometimes they were, right? I will acknowledge sometimes the offensive line did not give him a lot of time to throw the football, but it's how you respond to the pressure, it's how you respond to that adversity. He, once again, has never gone under any, he has never been under any sort of pressure in his entire life. He's never, faced any sort of major, adversity in his entire football career. And this is one of the first games, other than the Ohio State game, where he's had to face that pressure, face that adversity head on, and face it like, a good college quarterback would do, right? And he failed. If this was a test, he failed it. He got a 20%. He inspired little to absolutely zero confidence whatsoever. If you're a Texas fan, you're probably calling for the benching of this kid. There's no point. You have to see what this other guy has. You have to see what this Caldwell, whatever the fuck his name is, dude, has. Because there's no way he's any worse than Arch Manning is. Maybe he's less mobile, maybe he's less this. It doesn't matter what less he is than Arch Manning, because you can't be any worse. You can't be any less than Arch Manning is right now. All he can do is run around and throw the ball up. He cannot read a coverage. He can't be cerebral. He can't be surgical. He can't win from the pocket. He has to start running around and making miracle plays and floating deep balls. And once again, he should have had multiple interceptions. I mean, he did, but he should have had 4, 5, fucking 6 interceptions in this game. He's just a wretched quarterback. This kid is a scrub, and the media is going to try to convince you that, he flashed potential. He showed things. That he didn't show anything. He showed nothing. This kid's in his 3rd year in college, 3rd year in this Texas system, and he doesn't understand anything about it. He knows nothing about the playbook. He knows nothing about defensive coverages. He knows nothing about how to handle adversity. He knows nothing about how to handle pressure. He knows nothing about losing in his life. So why are you thrusting him in this situation if he can't handle any of it? To me, it's unfair to him because he's never had to face something like this before in his entire life. And you're putting him in this situation where he can't win. He's always going to end up looking like trash, no matter how much you spin it, no matter how much you try to play to his strengths, his minimal strengths, and not his weaknesses. No matter what game plan you're cooking up on Saturdays, none of that will matter at the end of the day if you're still trotting him out there against elite Division I programs. Now, Florida's trash, right? They're not very good, but they have a really good defense this year. And that showed. Florida has a really good defense this year. When he's facing really good defenses, he's going to wilt under any sort of pressure. So once again, you're putting him in a situation that's unwinnable. You can't win the game, and B, there's no positives you're going to be able to take out of the game once the game's over, once you fucking lost. The fact they were in that game to the end is a miracle. It's a testament to the talent that Texas has on their goddamn team. It really is, because Arch Manning for 4 quarters was holding the entire team back. With a competent quarterback, they would have stomped all over Florida. It would never have been close, right? DJ Lagway, he threw like 5 picks 2 weeks ago. He actually looked like a competent quarterback in this game. And then you look at how Arch Manning played. Lagway was throwing from the pocket, right? He was throwing nice strikes from the pocket. He looked calm and poised under some pressure. Arch Manning, jittery feet, erratic throwing motion. Everything about him is erratic. It's like he's never played against good players. And he hasn't. In high school, he never played anybody good. In his, 2nd year, he, started a couple games. He never played anybody good. And now, under the brightest lights, when they're at the brightest setting, he chokes, man. This may just be who he is. I think what I reckon he should do is he needs to transfer to a small program. I'm not talking about like Houston or whatever the fuck. I'm talking about you need to go down to like the conference USA. You need to play for like Charlotte or something. That's the American, but still. You need to play for some smaller team, play for UTSA, Charlotte, something like that, right? Western Kentucky, maybe going an air raid, some system like that, right? Southern Miss, something, anything, something different, something where there's no expectation, where there's no pressure. When you're playing on Texas, there's pressure to perform, there's pressure to win, and most importantly, there's pressure to succeed, pressure to be a great quarterback. Your last name is Manning, that immediately means there's pressure to thrive and prosper. And then you add Texas, then you add top team in the country. All the pressure is on your shoulders, and the kid can't perform. And part of it's his fault for being shit at quarterback and not learning anything 3 years in the system. It tells me this kid doesn't have it up there. He may not be very smart, if we're being honest. He might not be football savvy, and not everybody is, so it's tough luck, I guess. Mannings are supposed to be, cerebral, right? Even though Eli was a bit of a pick machine, right? He still had his moments, and he still won 2 Super Bowls, right? Because, he knew what to fucking do in the big moment. He handled pressure like a boss. This guy handles pressure like a scrub. Arch Manning is fucking horrible, and he's benchable. There's no fucking point of starting this kid. This kid's a fucking scrub. You have to see what the backup has. I mean, you could put a receiver at quarterback. They would have won. They would have won if you ran the Wildcat all game. And Arch Manning was never on the field. Arch Manning is such a detriment to this team. It's not even funny. This kid is a fucking scrub. You have to bench him. It's as simple as that. Thank you all for watching. This has been Mr. Truth, and this was nothing but the truth.